Hey everybody, welcome back to Blaster Session. We had a week off, but we are back to look at the books from September 12th, 2018. And as always, we're going to start with a movie quote. I don't know if Drew's ready this week. Are you ready, Drew?
Are you going to come to me anyway? I mean, what does it matter? I'm ready.
Then go, Drew, your movie quote.
But yes, I am ready, Huey. All right. I got a threshold, Jules. I got a threshold for the abuse that I will take. Now, right now, I'm
Pulp Fiction
race car. All right, yeah, you got it.
Wow, that was quick.
You didn't let me get to the good part.
As soon as I heard Jules, I'm like, yeah, that's Pulp Fiction.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
There it is.
Every time my fingers touch brain, I'm Superfly TNT. I'm the guns of the Navarone.
Moving on to Paul.
Sorry. Let's see. Mine is from 2003. It is based on a comic book, and it's a very bad movie. In fact, it's so bad it made someone quit acting. First character goes, "Now, would you like to learn to shoot?" Second one goes, "I can already." First one says, "Oh, I saw. Very American. Fire enough bullets and hope to hit the target."
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
There it is.
Did Sean Connery quit because of that movie?
Yep.
That was Sean Connery.
Actually, no, he quit because he started getting judged by the public at large for being pro beating your wife.
Well, that too, but he almost got in a fist fight with the director.
That. But he didn't beat him up because it wasn't his wife.
Yeah, but there's this is pre-Me Too movement. There's a significant portion of the commonplace that would look at him and say, "Who cares?"
Mike, give us an update on that chat and give us your quote.
My bloat?
Your bloat. Show us your bloat, Mike. Let's not get the show canceled tonight.
All right. In the chat, Double S, comic reader, just popped in. He said, "What up to the Blaster Stash crew? Happy Rusev Day." I know.
Happy Rusev Day.
Hell in the Cell is going on right now. Am I correct?
It is.
And you guys are here?
I'm not watching it.
No, I'll wait till tomorrow when I get off work to watch it.
I probably won't watch it unless something awesome happened and I heard about it on the internet.
Jason Smith is in the house as always. TJ Watson, Jock Yo, and up top here we had Astro Games. My quote is from 1989. Somebody's got to nail that girl's fins to the floor.
Splash.
No.
That was early in the 80s, wasn't it?
The other mermaid movie.
The Little Mermaid.
It is The Little Mermaid.
Is it really? Is that violence depicted in that movie?
Have you watched any of the Disney animated movies ever?
Yeah, I have, but I mean, not since I've been more of an adult. And you go back and rewatch them, you're like, holy shit,
more
was
of
that
an
in
adult.
there? More
Not
of an adult,
but more of an adult.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I never really am an adult, so to speak.
Miss Hustle popped in here. She said, "Hey, and Pocan Joe, just about 2 weeks to Baltimore. So Grandpa's mic is
2 weeks, baby, 2 weeks.
My bloat is probably covering it up. So Comic Core is in the house.
Okay, I'm trying to adjust some stuff here.
He's probably feeling pretty good because he was at the football game.
And my quote is, I think it was about 2005. Never theorize before you have the data. Invariably, you end up twisting the facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit the facts. It does have a comic book. The actor plays in comic book movies.
It's Sherlock Holmes.
It is Sherlock Holmes. You are correct, sir. Moving on.
I was thinking it might be that, and as soon as you said the actor has a comic book connection, I'm like, yeah, RDJ.
Yep. Actually, I love that movie. It's a good movie.
It is. I'd love to see him do a third one.
They're talking about it. I guess he's in talks to do a third.
So Brian Spaceboy 227 just popped in there. He says, "What's up? Weather is super bad here."
Okay, who wants to jump in first? How about I give somebody an option who wants to go first tonight? Anybody?
I nominate Drew.
First.
Okay.
I'll
Drew.
go first. Let's find something good.
Give us your love, Drew. Give us your love.
All right. This week, I read Champions number 24.
Can somebody else go, please? Because we're not. No, go ahead.
This is a fantastic story about Miles Morales and a school shooting. Oh, how topical. This was not very good. It was definitely uninteresting and pretty boring. No action whatsoever. Some character stuff between Ms. Marvel and Miles, but too little too late to save this issue for me. This series has become quite the dud. This is a blast.
Did anybody else read Champions this week?
No, but based on Drew's review. You ready, SS? Fuck Marvel.
This is one that you should be definitely fucking Marvel over, yes.
Mike, you read it?
I did not read Champions.
And I know I didn't read it. I guess we'll move on to Paul in your first book.
First one, let's do Oblivion Song.
Oh, Jason, talking about smothering people.
This is, the first arc just closed, and this issue is kind of like an origin story more than anything else. Does good job setting up the next arc of the story. I thought the parts with his brother were kind of shoehorned in, and they didn't really go anywhere. There was no resolution, so I think they should have left that for a separate issue where they could explore that story more. But it definitely does a good job setting up the next arc. So I'm going to definitely keep stashing this.
Mike, you read Oblivion Song this week?
No, here's the thing. I had to work, so I wasn't sure I was going to get a lot of my books. So I do have a bunch of them coming in the mail. Miss Hustle just tagged me in a post on Instagram. That's right, Spectacular Spider Grandpa is now on Instagram. If you go follow me over there,
it's full of dick pics.
But they're not his. It's weird.
Yeah, but they're not mine.
Really weird.
Just random.
Big black ones.
Maybe it's an affliction. We don't know. I haven't already. I read so many books this week I didn't have time to read all of them. But I know Drew's holding it up there. What do you think of Oblivion Song number 7?
Yeah, number 7, just like 1 through 6. This is a big old stash. I absolutely loved it. Contrary to what Paulie was saying, I think that I really enjoyed the stuff with his brother. It doesn't seem like it was shoehorned in to me as much as kind of trickled in, and to let you know that they're not abandoning the world proper just to tell a flashback story. I think that it does carry over from where he left off. And I think that we're gonna see him kind of crack as the world gets to weigh on his mind more and more now that he's no longer in Oblivion. So I really dug it. I thought the art is still fantastic. I think that it really gives a great sense of mood, and I think this is probably my favorite Kirkman book. And that, I mean, I'm not a huge Invincible fan, but I did really like Outcast. I've been liking that, and I'm a Walking Dead fan. Walking Dead is one of the best things Kirkman's done, and I stand by that. This is a stash all day long.
So I know
No
you
doubt.
got like that trade to begin with. Did it end at that last arc, or did you read this one from that trade you picked up?
No, the preview issue is only the first 5 issues. It doesn't even complete the first.
Yeah,
arc.
because I remember you said on the last issue,
Right.
you said it's new to you.
Okay, I don't remember
Right.
that. It's been such a long time ago.
Yeah, the 1 through 6 trade just came out the same day as issue 7 did, though, as well. So I didn't bother picking that up yet, but I probably will. Image trades are always $10 for the first one, so that's not too bad an investment.
At least you got the part about the military, right? They found out about something and said, how can we weaponize this?
Yeah. I mean, I think that overall this story is going to go in a lot of different directions that his other stuff really can't. Just basically based on the fact that Walking Dead has as many restrictions on its universe as it does, and Outcast is kind of the same way, being a more supernatural kind of story that you can't bring.
They're supernatural, but
into.
they're based in a reality situation where this is like in the future, and just totally has no limit.
Yeah, it seems more open ended. It seems like I don't know exactly where they're going to go with it. I really enjoy that.
Mike, your first book for the week.
Let's do actually my pick of the week, and that's Infinity Wars #3. This is fucking outstanding. Gamora still got Thanos over her shoulder, you know, and that's awesome. Basically, in this one, Gamora forces all the heroes to get inside the Soul Gem, and she kind of folds the universe in half. So we're getting some interesting takes on characters, like there's a Spider-Man Moon Knight combination, and Doctor Strange, Captain America, and we're also getting books from them. I loved it. I thought it was pretty cool. So, Infinity Wars, stash it, pick of the week.
I think I got the connecting cover. That must be this one here. Am I backwards, you guys? Am I backwards, you guys? That means I'm good there.
You're
No,
forward
you're
for me.
you're forward for me.
Okay, so I got to flip that. So yeah, this was good.
Yeah, you are back. I have it going on here, and you are backwards on this.
Okay, I'll fix it. I do like the fact that Gamora says she doesn't want to destroy. She just wants to cut the population in half, essentially, and merging those characters to reduce the population. One thing I don't know what you guys' take is on. We can talk about it a little bit. The merging of the Cap and the Doctor Strange, and then we got Emma Frost and Wolverine, and they're going to have these own books. Do you think they're actually going to take off anywhere? But we can talk about that after we get done reviewing the book. But go ahead, Drew, with yours. Oh, that's a stash for me, though. By the way, you're up.
Yeah, stash it. Not my stash of the week, but definitely a stash. I really like Jerry Duggan and the way he's writing this book. Deodato's art is kind of all over the place for me overall, but I enjoy what he's doing here. I think it really works for the epic story. Really a big fan of them merging these characters in this universe, kind of playing with something different, kind of a same deal as Thanos in the original Infinity Gauntlet story, as far as wanting to hold the power and not really knowing what to do with it. I think that she's Breaking Bad on this one, and I like to see where they go with it in the long term. Especially considering out of this is going to come a whole lot of new Marvel cosmic stuff. What the hell was that?
That was
That is Dave scraping the chalkboard.
No, I was shutting my window. I turned my mic off, so hopefully everybody didn't hear it at home. I started. I'm like, oh shit! I better turn the mic off.
Jason Smith asked, so what's the combo with Emma Frost and Wolverine?
They didn't name
It's
it.
really sexy Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's troubling on many levels.
He's very
What is it?
low cut shirt.
Yeah. I really liked it. It's a stash, and I'm glad that a Marvel event is giving me these kind of feels. I'm enjoying it.
I'll show a picture of Wolverine here.
It looks like Patch in a white suit.
Yeah, Patch in a white suit right there.
So, what you guys? Paul, you didn't talk about. Did you read that this week?
No, because I still haven't read 2, so I had limited time this week to read. So I said that one's got to sit to the side for now.
So, what you guys take on the merging of the characters? Do you think it's more of just a money grab, or do you think it's actually going to be a short-term character or a long-term character for those?
Oh, I think that if anything, these stories they're getting are going to be one-shots.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that this is just something interesting. It allows them to, flex their creative muscles and do a little alternate reality thing. And I dig it. Why not more of that? Sure.
Marvel's Elseworlds.
But do you think the characters are going to have longevity? Are they going to show up in other stories later on? Yeah. I mean that's what I feel too. I don't think they will either.
That's one thing I really liked about DC and wish Marvel would do, and probably DC more too, is just have that something like Elseworlds that people can do things that are out of continuity and alternate universes.
They had what ifs for a while. And
Right, but I mean,
love what if.
What
Yeah,
ifs are
What If
coming
was-
back too? So
Yeah, but isn't it a limited series?
all the what ifs are they're releasing like 10 or 12 of them, I think.
I mean, what if Conan marauded today? That shit was awesome.
Hell yeah. Awesome cover, too.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of what ifs, I got probably the best what if book today, which was pretty. Well, not today. Yesterday.
The Spider Girl one.
Pretty great. No.
Ooh.
Jane Foster.
Yeah, I need that one too.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and this is in stellar fucking condition, man.
I
used
used when I sold my collection back in the 90s, I had a full run of the first series.
There's only like 3 that are even worth hunting down. The rest of them you can find in dollar bins for the most part.
Yeah, number 1, that one.
Number 1, number 10, and was it 14?
Of volume 1 you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought number 1 in Dallas. So
I found a number 1 not too long ago that had been boxed away somewhere, but it was shitty shape.
big
I mean,
shout out to Tat's Comics and Gomez.
What's up,
Comics.
Tat?
Hey, what's going on, Tat?
I gotta do one of my back issue comic calls live so Tat can come on because he
Good.
loves my books.
Tat's on Instagram, and if you guys never seen it, he makes these custom short. I think they're short boxes of his art, and they're fucking amazing, man.
Tat, a fellow smoky Oregonian. Wrong kind of smoky. Not that kind of smoky. Maybe that kind of smoky. I'm not.
There's no wrong kind of smoky, baby.
Well, no, I was telling Dave before the show. My parents just drove through Oregon and they went to create
Oregon.
Patchouliville, and
Oregon?
they went to Crater Lake, and my dad took a picture, and all you could see was gray because you can't even see the lake because of the smoke from the wildfires. He's like, it was kind of disappointing.
He didn't see Wizard Island?
You could, like, in the picture, you could just barely see like a darker shape out there. You couldn't even see the island.
Okay, my first book. I'm not sure if I think Mike picked it up, but I don't think he has it yet. I don't know if anybody else has picked it up. It's actually my co-pick of the week.
Really?
I love what? What book am I talking about, Mike?
The one with the hot chick on
Yeah,
it.
Rags.
Yeah,
Rags number 1. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, there are 2 things I really like about it.
The cover.
No, the color.
They're both on the cover.
I think both things are on the cover.
No, I do like the use of color in there. The only color I really have is like her tattoos or hair, anything kind of reddish. Usually that's kind of colored in. I thought it was really
basically
interesting.
what you're saying, they ripped off Schindler's List.
Maybe, I don't know. There's no little girl being thrown into the fire. There's a lot of movies. They have a little. They cover everything up. But I actually enjoyed this book. I thought it was pretty good. One thing I don't like about it, because it's just supposed to be this Marine. I mean, my interpretation of Marines are these badass people. She just flip-flops back and forth. Emotional, confident, then back crying, emotional, then confident. And so it's just, that kind of character development is kind of annoying to me a little
She's
bit.
female.
She's female? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
This is a pretty hot book right now. Trade dress is going for about $40 on eBay. The Virgin's going for, last time I checked, it was over $200. So if you can get your hands on one of those.
People are stupid.
They had the Virgin covers at Antarctic Press for $15 a piece when it was going up to $150 on eBay.
I reiterate, people are stupid.
I don't know why somebody wouldn't go to the press, the actual company first, then go to eBay, but who knows. But I thought it was a good book. It's my co-pick of the week. No, anybody else read that this week?
I have it coming, so hopefully all my books will be here tomorrow.
I bet you do.
Tuesday.
Yeah, he'll get it and be like, "Excuse me, guys, I'll be in my bunk."
Yeah,
It's not worth $150 when it's that sticky.
it's not. I guess we'll go back to Drew and your next book.
All right, let's talk about something that I'm excited about, and that is the return of Headlopper. Headlopper is a quarterly adventure comic written and drawn by Andrew McLean, and this one has the colors done by Jordi Belair. Fantastic. If you look at this cover and think, hey, man, I need more of that Mike Mignola on acid style artwork. Yeah, it's full of it. It's absolutely amazing. These come out quarterly. They are giant books. High fantasy stuff. I picked up the B cover as well, been picking up all these covers. You're talking about $6 for a giant book, jam packed with content, and you only got to buy it 4 times a year because it's quarterly. It's amazing.
Can you hold up that B cover again? Looks like something I saw in college when I was on something that was a 3-letter acronym.
PCP?
Yeah, that would be it.
You down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me. But Headlopper, man, that's a stash all day, every day. This is the 9th issue of Headlopper so far, and they've all been winners. No losers so far. Very exciting stuff. Check out Headlopper. I cannot stress this enough. This book is amazing. Highly recommend it.
Who's the writer and artist on
Andrew McLean.
Aren't they? Didn't they have another book out fairly recently?
The only thing else that I know that McLean does, he was doing backup stories for God Hates Astronauts, which is where I first saw his stuff. And that book is fucking hysterical. Very much recommend that. So go back and check that out if you can. But that Headlopper and God Hates Astronauts, besides a couple of variant covers, is really the only thing I've seen him do.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Paul, your next book.
My next book is the one DC book I read this week, and that is Hawkman #4. I'm still really digging this. You're getting some hints of the big bad and still trying to piece everything all together. The big bads look like something out of Neon Genesis Evangelion, so nothing wrong with that. Definitely a stash for me, especially the last panel. They're going back some old school action and doing Adam and the Hawkman teamed up together. So it's good stuff. It's kind of throwback, and it's cool seeing it's he's going through time and he's meeting up all the other versions of Hawkman that have been throughout the years, the Golden Age Hawkman, the Silver Age, the Hawk World one. So it's kind of cool.
Mike, did you read Hawkman?
I did not read Hawkman.
How about you, Drew? Did you read Hawkman this week?
Funny story about that.
No.
I did not read Hawkman.
Okay, so
See, Pocan Joe's on with it. He says Hawkman's been great.
So Mike is up with your next book.
My next book, let's do Suicide Squad #46. This is Sink Atlantis, Part 3.
That hurricane must have did really good stuff to your internet connection. You look pretty tonight, Mike.
As soon as he says his trademark line, he's going to turn into a fucking robot. Happens every week.
We'll see.
And thank you for that, Dave.
You're welcome, Mike.
I feel pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
No.
Pretty and witty and gay.
Oh,
So-
maybe.
Maybe. Depends how the show goes. So,
I'm going to play my cards as right as I can.
if you've been reading Suicide Squad, you know that they've been tasked with sinking Atlantis. In this one, Aquaman actually goes to King Shark, who's an awesome character, for some help. There's some awesome Killer Croc moments. Recently, they made him look like a little bitch with the death of Enchantress, and he's all upset. But awesome Killer Croc moments. There is a death in this issue. We get some, speaking of Killer Croc, we get Croc, TJ Watson. Mike always looks pretty. Man, you're going to make me blush. Or it might be my eczema, I don't know.
TJ Watson can't see you over those stacks of slabs.
Stacks of slabs. We get some, like I said, Croc versus King Shark, which is awesome. And Dolphin, actually, we find out she's in love with Aquaman. So this is a definite stash. So good stuff.
Anybody else read Suicide Squad this week?
Good Lord, no.
No, sweet Jesus, Harley Quinn's in that book. I can't pay for that.
The good Harley Quinn.
I don't know if there's such a thing.
I thought Atlantis was already sunk.
No, yeah, it's not right now. So
Quality reasoning.
Yeah, apparently Aquaman made some kind of wish in the metal books to live the life he always wanted on the surface. So for whatever fucking reason, Atlantis rose.
So as usual, metal is still fucking shit up in the DC universe.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay, I haven't been following it.
And the U.S. saw it as a threat. So
Maybe it'll all be fixed if they ever fucking finish Doomsday Clock.
No, it won't, because Doomsday Clock doesn't correlate to anything. It's going to be a Black Label book when it finally comes out.
When was the
Put
last
Black
issue?
Label on it. They're
3
going to be
months?
like, I guess, have anything to do with anything.
Has one come out like in the last 3 months?
One comes out
Fuck
next
no.
week, I think.
Here.
next week, I think.
Sweet Jesus! Now I got to pay for that shit. So just to be disappointed again.
Okay, so moving on to my next book, my other co-pick of the week by Image Comics, and that is Cemetery Beach. I don't know if anybody else read this. This is
I did.
pretty dang
I couldn't
good.
find it.
Oh, really? So main character is Michael Blackburn. At the beginning of it, he's I think he's naked. He's handcuffed to his chair, and they're interrogating him. And then the guy, "You're going to tell me what you want." "Oh, everything I want." And he goes, "Oh, I'll tell you anything you want. I just want to be tortured." You know. And apparently, you find out that essentially there are two different colonies: an off-world, off-Earth colony, and Blackburn's from Earth. And he's talking about different technology differences. And he was saying the computer's the size of books. And this guy's like, "No way, really?" He says, "Yeah, guys can send pics of their dick to pretty much anywhere." And the guy says, "Now you're just making that up." But when the guy escapes from, it's all a ruse to try to get out of captivity. And he ends up meeting up with this other girl named Grace Moody. She's a native, I guess, of that colony, and helping him get off and out, not off, get out of the area. So they end up jumping on a ship, and the ship ended up crashing. It's a pretty dang good book. I actually enjoyed it. It's my co-pick of the week. Thank you, Leslie, for the visual.
I was just gonna say there's some off-camera shenanigans going on.
Yeah, there are. Let me figure out how the hell to get back here now. I'm all confused. Mike, so you read Cemetery Beach. What do you think of Cemetery Beach?
I liked it. Not a lot of words in it, which is right up my alley.
Again, the Blast of the Shash, we require a 3rd grade reading level, and that's it.
Yes.
You would not like this issue of Oblivion Song because that was kind of wordy, especially at the beginning.
Really? I have it coming, but definite stash has me intrigued enough to grab issue number 2.
Especially when they mentioned
the dick pics, yeah.
And a naked guy handcuffed to the chair in the beginning.
Drew, you read Cemetery Beach?
I did not read Cemetery Beach.
Okay, well, I guess we're going back to you then. Next
okay, well, what do you want to talk about, guys? You want to talk about some? I picked up some stuff. You know,
talk about some dick pics. We can talk about some dick pics.
Yeah, some things.
I mean, how do you follow up dick pics and a guy naked handcuffed to a chair?
I'll tell you how you do it with the exciting issue number 35 of X-Men Blue, baby. X-Men Blue, written by Cullen Bunn.
As in Blue Balls.
Got,
I was just going to say,
Toad
Blue
did
Balls,
the art
what?
on this. It was actually pretty good. They're gearing up to dismantle this team of X-Men. We are getting them sent back in time, or basically this X-Men Blue team is ending. The book is ending after the next issue. They kind of do this thing where they all take a moment to spend some time with their older selves and contemplate their own reality and
Suicide.
what life will be for them. No, they didn't contemplate suicide. But this is a little bit out of sync for the timeline we're getting right now due to extermination. We all know that Bloodstorm's dead. Fuck, she shows up in this one again. Why couldn't she just stay dead?
Really?
But I guess she's just not dead yet. So I should probably calm down about that. But beyond that, this is pretty good. I like what Cullen Bunn has done with this X-Men Blue team. I've enjoyed the stuff with Magneto recently, and them getting a chance to reflect before this series ends was kind of cool. So I'm going to stash it. I dig it, and I think it's probably my favorite X-Men title overall since the Resurrection.
Blasphemy.
I think Red has been great. I think
Red's my
Astonishing
favorite.
has had its moments, but over the course of the entire rollout of these X-Men titles, I think Blue has been the most consistent overall. And really good volume. If you like these characters, you probably will enjoy it. And yeah, I dig it. And the art's solid, and there's nothing really bad to say about it. So it's a stash.
It's not X-Men Red.
There's no Honey Badger. But not every book can have Honey Badger.
It's not just Honey Badger, although that is a definite plus for Red. But I mean, I've never been the biggest X fan on the planet. Just, I don't know why Red just kind of grabbed me right off the bat, and that's the one I've latched onto.
Thunder, 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 cats.
Anybody else read X-Men Blue this week? The silence.
Nope, that's
is
nope.
a
Miss
name.
Miss
Funny
also
story
said
about
Miss also said she's waiting on X-Men Pink. Isn't that Iceman?
I bet she does have an Iceman.
So at my local shop, there's actually a funny story about that.
Oh.
At my local shop, I'm signed up for all X-Men titles except for Iceman. And because the new Iceman title launched, the manager
This
of the
week?
shop,
Didn't it?
yeah, this week, Kelsey, who I love dearly, she's a very sweet girl. I've known her for a long time. I used to work with her in an old job. And she put Iceman #1 in my box. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? And she's like, I thought you might want to try it. It's a new #1. I was like, no, I don't want Iceman in my box. Take it. I was like,
You want Iceman in your box.
I wish that I had
get
that
that the
opportunity.
fuck out of here.
I was just like, no, I'm gonna put this back on the shelf. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's not a big deal, but all X-Men titles except for Iceman, please. He's the one character that I'm just like, nah, that's enough.
Iceman or X-Men Pink will feature Iceman, Quicksilver, and Dupe.
So Paul, you're up with your.
I would
next
read
book.
that book.
Let's see. Let's go with my pick of the week, I think. And that would be Fantastic Four #2.
Drew's kind of looking in amazement there. He's kind of like, wait a minute, something's going on.
No, we've talked about this.
No, I was not a big fan of the art, and I know Dave had mentioned that he wasn't a great fan of it either. But we get a new villain that's worthy of the FF, able to. She snuffs out Molecule Man like Thanos, going boom, gone, and Molecule Man is one of the big baddies. I really like that they brought Franklin back from Beyonder level powers because he was just fucking useless then. There's no compelling storytelling then when he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And the last panel was just pure FF wood. So, definite stash.
Mike, how about you? You read Fantastic Four this week?
I did read Fantastic Four this week. So then this one, we get what the Fantastic Four have been up to, and it ends where the last issue ends. And the best part about this villain is, I think her name is Griever. She is fucking awesome. I love
the villain?
her. Yeah.
Is it Entropy? What's her name?
Is it?
She's like. It's like Griever, Snuffer of Worlds, and but
like, whatever it was.
She's kind of got like an arachnid type mask, and she's just awesome. I think it's pretty cool. So that made the book for me. Last panel, awesome. Stash.
Let's see here. Greetings. I am Entropy.
Entropy.
Death.
She is Entropy. She is Heat Death.
But my preferred title
She's
is
basically
Griever.
the embodiment of the concept of entropy.
Which
in the
is
form of
chaos.
She's the griever of the end of all things. Yes. And
She's
yeah,
the mother of dragons.
she's
queen of the
awesome.
world.
She sits on some sort of weird cosmic spider throne.
Today, since you said the Mother of Dragons, our show is sponsored by Game of Thrones, Hand of the Queen Ale. I'm still pissed off. I got to wait a year for the fucking show.
It's okay.
But yeah, this is a far cry better than the first one. I said that first one should have been out for free comic book day, setting up the whole thing, and this should have been number one going into it.
With the 832 variants. Drew and I have had some conflict on this matter, but
I'll wait my turn.
I like this a lot. I did like the whole part about Franklin and then Molecule Man. I can't say that freaking word. Building these worlds all together, and all of a sudden, now he's sick or whatever. He can't do it anymore, or he's losing his powers, or maybe he's at his.
I mean,
but it was a great book, Sash, for me.
Literally, in the space of 2 pages, they got rid of 2 of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe.
What was the other one?
Franklin
and Molecule Man.
Did Franklin get killed?
No, but he lost his power to create universes.
Okay, good. Never mind then.
Let's put it. They depowered 2 of the most powerful characters. Okay. One by death and one by just having a brain fart or something.
Okay, Drew, slap us with your Fantastic Four. I mean, that's what
it's really it's right? A fantastic 6.5, but
God damn it.
All right, let's talk about the Fantastic Four issue number 2, which is my pick of the week this week. Yes, it is my pick of the week this week. I thought the art was absolutely stellar. Sarah Pichelli's doing a fantastic job. Dan Slott, masterful storytelling, and I'll tell you why. When you guys go and you read this in trade, you're going to say to yourself, my God, what a wonderful Fantastic Four story. Nobody, when they read this story as a full arc, will say to themselves, well, it wasn't the Fantastic Four in the first issue, because they didn't need to be, because it was set up, because this issue kicks you so hard in the feels because they held out on you for an issue. They gave you the opportunity to see the Fantastic Four as what they were missing before they gave them back to you. Not everybody has been reading the Marvel 2-in-1, which has been great. Not everybody's been reading that. Not everybody read Secret Wars. Not everybody knows what the deal is with the Fantastic Four. And I think that setting them up as being important and being missing first made this story hit so much harder. I absolutely loved it. I think that the griever at the end of all things is going to be grieving for herself after all of the extended Fantastic Four members kick the ever-living shit out of her. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for issue number 3. This is so good, in my opinion. I can't wait for more of this. Fantastic Four number 2, fan-fucking-tastic. This is my
argument is, I agree with you. When the story's collected, nobody's going to give a shit. My argument is, when they solicited Fantastic Four number 1 as the return of the Fantastic Four and did 900 fucking variants, and everybody was expecting to get the Fantastic Four.
I think that we have gotten it. I think patience is key.
Yeah, but in one that has what, 5 variants? I mean, the whole selling
those
point
variants
of
are all very pretty. They're very pretty variants.
I mean, I'm not a huge variant collector, but I think if you're soliciting something as the return of the Fantastic Four and coming out with all these variants, some of which go for a serious premium price, people want that payoff.
I think the variant price doesn't have jack shit to do with what the interiors of the book hold or the story of the book. I think that the variant collector, when I collect variants at least, it matters to me what the cover looks like.
Right.
That's the purpose of a variant. Rarity, what the cover looks like, and whether or not I can flip it for some money. I didn't go into buying Fantastic Four #1 variants with the thought that any of them are going to be worth an exorbitant amount of sum of money to flip.
Because I mean,
no, I went into it saying to myself, which one of these issues look the best? And the ones that look the best are the ones that I bought. And yeah, did I buy more than I probably should have? Sure. Was it a good investment? No. Do I care that the Fantastic Four don't appear in those issues? For me, for my money, no, I don't care. They appear on those covers, and that's what I wanted. So I get where you're coming from. I think that
I see both sides of it because I mean, like, I read the books like you do, and for me, the story is important. But there are people who are variant collectors who I know were pissed off that they didn't show up in the book, and I'm like, well, one, you're a variant collector, so you don't really read them. But I mean, it's a circular argument, but it's.
I just think for that. Overall, this series in 2 issues has given me exactly what I want from this series. Exactly what I want. Make me feel nostalgic. Give me awesome action. Bring these characters back right. So far, they've done it. And
for me, this was the kind of thing like Captain America was a stagnant character, and when they said they're bringing back Bucky, I'm like, this is either going to ruin it completely or revitalize it, and it totally revitalized it when they brought Winter Soldier in. I think this is that kind of thing. I think that, I mean, I know when I was working at the store, everybody's like, who the fuck reads Fantastic Four? And now everybody's reading Fantastic Four because it's totally brought the story back together.
I think
for me, it's exciting.
I think the modern collector is more apt to apply themselves to the Fantastic Four because they all know that Fantastic Four is where all of this really came from. All of modern comics stems from the Fantastic Four. DC was not doing well when Marvel started doing very well in the 60s with the Fantastic Four first and foremost. Those first 100 issues, like everything.
That's where
in the Marvel
everybody
universe,
was. If they were going to introduce a new character, that's where it was.
Exactly. And the fact that they are so integral to the Marvel universe, and people are excited that they're going to be in the MCU eventually. People are super hyped for the Fantastic Four to get a revitalization, and I think this is absolutely perfect in my opinion. I couldn't see anything else really to want from this. Maybe like some sick Assad Ribic art. Or do an arc with a stellar artist that is like a little outside the box, something of that nature. But beyond that, I'm loving this. I think the art it works really well with the story, and I can't say enough good things about this book.
Yes, we're still here. We're just being quiet. We all agree it's good though. Okay, moving on. Mike, your next book.
Let's.
This should have a Mike and Huey 15-minute monologue. Good.
It was a dialogue. There are 2 of us.
No, sorry. I'm sorry, mono. Whatever.
Detective
I'll
Comics
shut up.
988. Bruce Wayne or Batman investigating a murder, takes on Firefly. Blah blah blah. But what really stands out on this book is the art by, what's his name, Steven Segoria? Is that his name? I don't know. But just some really great stuff. Let's see. Let's try to show when he first fucks up Firefly. Or, where the fuck is she at? There's some awesome stuff here going on.
Isn't it the female Firefly?
It's the female Firefly, yes. But stash it. Stash it just for the art.
Stash it. I have it, but I haven't read it. How about you, Drew? You read Detective Comics?
Yeah. For the first time in a long time, stashing a Batman book. Yeah, this is Batman.
Okay, I'm more shocked than when I said I like you were when I said I like Fantastic Four #2.
Paul, here's what you need to know about Detective Comics. It's supposed to be a comic about a detective. And by golly, this comic is about a detective. Holy shit. Who'd have fucking thunk if you make Batman solve crimes as a detective in Detective Comics, it'll work for people. It worked for me. The art was on point. I'm liking it. Yeah, that's a stash.
How about you, Paul? Did you read Detective this week?
Have it, didn't get to it.
Yeah, same here.
You should get to it. He does detective things in that comic.
He does. He detecting things.
He detects.
Batman being all Batman-y.
Yes.
To little quote of Jeremy there. My next book is it's a very independent book by Waxwork Comics, Poser #1. This wasn't on my pull list. I actually just saw it at the store and picked it up. So it starts in 1982, like this punk group of kids sit on the beaches. One nerdy guy he keeps coming up and bothering them, and they don't want anything to do with him. He works at like this restaurant or burger joint, and they said, "Hey, I tell you what, if you get us free food, you can hang with us." So he says, "Okay." Ends up taking 2 people off with him, ends up murdering them, and writes Poser in blood down below their hanging bodies. The other punks end up stabbing him, throwing him off
How nice of him.
the dock. I know. Thrown off the dock, and that's how that section ends in 1982. Then it jumps ahead to modern times. It's the story of this girl named Ash. She's like about 20 years old or whatever, and she's in part of a band with a whole bunch of other friends, and her dad runs a record store. And it happens again. Somebody gets murdered, one of her friends, inside of a nightclub, and it says Poser at the bottom in blood written again. So it's just like, Michael Myers or Friday the 13th, that kind of book. I don't think I'd pick up issue 2. What are you going to say, Mike?
You had me at Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah.
Text Comics, and if you guys could hear that noise, both my dogs are laying back here. One of them is dreaming, and he's kind of whining. That's what...
is it Kylo, or is...
It's Kylo. He's knocked the fuck out back there. He's kind of whining. Jockio farted.
I heard it. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Jockio, I also farted. You're not alone.
But I guess issue 1, if you ordered it through Waxwork Comics on their website, it came with a vinyl record or an album to go along with it. So, but
what's it sound like?
I don't know. Probably play it backwards. It sounds like, devil stuff. You know what I mean? But that is my. It's a blast.
I don't know what you mean.
I won't be picking up issue 2. Anybody else read Poser? Anybody heard of it this week? No,
Such a poser.
I'm such a poser. Hoser. Back to Drew.
All right, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about X-23. X-23,
Easy
number
there,
4.
legend.
I like that cover.
Yeah, this cover's pretty badass. We get some Stepford Cuckoos versus Laura. Some awesome stuff happening here. Is Honey Badger done for? I fucking hope not. This book is really good. The art is solid. The storytelling has been great. This is a stash. Loving it.
Anybody else read X-23 this week?
Nope.
Mikey?
I have it coming. Big shout out to Comics Misexplained.
It's back in here, huh? Yeah, I have it too. I haven't read it. I heard it's really good though. It's on my list to read. Maybe tomorrow. You're up, Paul. Your next book, if you got one.
My next book will be a Comics Misexplained. Drinking shitty beer on Friday. Let's do Farmhand number 3. I don't have a ton to say about it other than if you like Chew, you're gonna like it. Crazy over the top shit mixed with humor. I'm down for it. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I don't know how much people know about the story, but it's about these plants that they grow for parts for people, and today's issue had to do with a woman who wanted to add melons to herself, and I don't think we need to go any further than that.
Did they use watermelons? Was it a watermelon plant?
They didn't go too far into it because she was one of those prissy bitches who had a little fucking dog in her pocketbook, and the dog jumped out and ate one of the plants, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a dog here!" And it turned into like demon dog from hell and started eating people. So,
I would rather see the watermelon melons. But
well, they showed all the people going into the adult section for the melons and whatnot,
the
and
cucumbers.
giggling. Yes.
Anybody else read Farmhand this week?
No, but Great Legend read Farmhand.
Great
2.
Legend read Farmhand.
And he reads them all.
Man, that Farmhand.
Yeah, I missed it this week. It's one I usually try to pick up. It's not on my pull list though. But Mike, your next book.
Next book, Old Man Logan, 47. This wraps up the boring ass story with Alpha Flight. It's good to see Alpha Flight, but
What's X Power Pack?
Yeah. But yeah, this is a blast for me. Just end this title already.
They have Dead Man Logan coming.
Yeah, I got Dead Man Logan.
Well, I haven't been reading Old Man Logan because Old Man Hawkeye has been fucking better.
Old Man Logan's had its spots over its 47 issue run. It is definitely done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like Dexter season 7. Just stop.
Okay. Moving on.
Pocan Joe said he read Farmhand number 3 and it was good.
Anybody else read Old Man Logan? I think
Good.
He
said it was good. Where'd you get the inflection there? It was good. Good.
He knows Joe good enough.
I was just going to say
he knows Joe good enough.
He spends entirely too much time with this man, so.
Or maybe just throwing him out.
There we go. It's done. It's over. It's kind of like sex. It's just in and out. It's done.
Maybe
that was it. Oh, we're done. And moving on to my next book. Another indie book this week from Ahoy Comics. I guess this is their very first book. Another one of those. I think I heard Jim's Comics. He talked about it in the video last week. And I was actually surprised my LCS had it, but I grabbed it. And it's called The Long Earth by Ahoy Comics. So essentially,
I was going to get that actually.
There are 2 Earths. So this guy's Dragonfly Man, with a weird kind of name. This one here is kind of like a Batman 66 kind of like a good 2 shoes. He has a award with him named Stinger, a little younger boy. And this guy's more of like a Dark Knight Batman, kind of gritty. And they end up crossing worlds. So the 66 Batman goes into the gritty world, and then the gritty villain from this world goes into this world. And the totally conceptions on what like the police from the old like goody two shoe world are nice and they love the superhero, but the cops in the gritty world hate him. And so it just kind of has that thing at the end, the cliffhanger that goes like, holy crap. It wasn't too bad for a book. I'd probably pick up issue 2 to see what it's like. So it's a stash for me, but pretty soft. Anybody else read it?
Maybe I did buy that.
I got a funny story about that book.
Did you read it?
I got it, and I was going through my list of books that in my limited time to read, and I said, ain't nobody going to read this fucking book, so I'm going to read by myself, so I'm not going to read it right now.
Oh, really? And Mike,
I got a funny story about that book, too.
You didn't get it.
I also did not get it, yeah.
Oh, shoot, we are running at an hour long for being a pretty short week, and everybody's saying, I don't have a whole lot of books to read. We're hitting an hour mark.
That's because nobody read the same fucking things.
I read a ton of books.
Okay, so why don't we do a flash lightning round? We'll start with Drew.
All right, let's go. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 5. The end of this arc, it was really cool. Like Ryan Hartley art. It's fucking awesome. I dig it. It's a stash. Gotta keep reading it. You should be reading it too. All these new Marvel titles are fucking amazing. It even says it right here on the top of the book. Amazing. So
this is not Micro Machines. You don't have to go that fast.
Weatherman. This is
got
awesome.
all
The
my
art is awesome.
machine on
Buy
us.
this book. L.S. Cott's The New World. You should be reading this as well. Highly stylized. Really awesome stuff. And I picked up Crowded #2. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I did enjoy the #1 when I picked that up late. So, yeah, enjoying this so far, and hopefully I enjoy more of it.
Paul, how about you?
The only one I have left is Journey into Mystery, Birth of Krakoa. Love World War II era Howling Commando stuff, but very derivative. All I could think of was Stephen King and Creepshow during one part of it. So nothing to make it stand up.
Where he turns into a plant.
Yep.
Yep, I remember that too. You Mike, how about you? Lightning round.
Lightning round. Last 3 books. Amazing Spider-Man wraps up the whole split Peter Parker Spider-Man thing. They're back together now, and we get the surprise reveal of an awesomely cool villain at the end of this one. Journey into Mystery was good. Or Journey into Mystery, Birth of Krakoa. It was all right. I mean, nothing spectacular. And go fuck
Now
yourself.
you're thinking about Stephen King.
I am thinking about Stephen King. I want to go watch Creepshow and Creepshow 2 now.
That was great movies.
Yes. Fuck you, Marvel. Weapon H. You take a badass fucking character and turn him to shit. Go fuck yourself. This was a blast.
Yet he still likes Damage.
That came out this week.
Damage was cool, man.
Okay, lightning round for me. Weatherman #4, stash. Crowded #2, stash that bad boy. Amazing Spider-Man #5 was good. Catwoman #3, dug the cover. Stories okay. It's not the best. This was pretty good. I think this is only a one shot. I don't know if we're gonna be having any more Journey into Mystery. Venom First Host stash as well. New symbiote in that book. Books I didn't read this week. I got a shit ton more I didn't even read. House of Whispers.
I got that too. I haven't read it.
Archie 1941.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
I
like that cover.
It's kind of a Norman Rockwell kind of cover.
Yeah. I didn't know that came out.
This was the last of the Superman books on my pull list. Cool Adam Hughes. XII. Alternate Blood Realm. Weapon H. I just bought that for the cover. Kind of the homage from that McFarlane cover, isn't it? You know, where you see Hulk and Wolverine's claws.
Yeah. Is Cosmic Ghost Rider in that book, or is that just the variant?
That's just a variant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moth and Whisper #1 by Aftershock. And, of course, Elvira. The Linzer cover as well as the photo cover. So,
yeah,
that Moth cover was kind of cool.
Before we jump into segment, I want to talk about this real quick. I shared it on the Facebook page.
Damn, I was gonna sit there. I was gonna be like, Dave, what is that awesome book behind you?
Hey, let's try that again. Go ahead.
Now that we're almost done with our books,
no, don't do it.
What is that awesome book behind you?
What is this awesome book behind me? So it was the book that I ended up getting done by a local artist, Old Man Logan. I just told him, long as it's Old Man Logan's, I hate having books with characters that are not in the book. And so whatever character you want to do, whatever else you want to do with it. And he did that. The scene from Logan when Logan breaks out of Hulk's stomach after he eats him. I thought this was so badass. I love the color on it.
I think that would be his back, unless Hulk's head is kind of.
Well, it's his back here, but does he break out from his stomach in the original book? I don't remember which side he breaks out, but I just thought this was a badass cover. I love that.
It is cool.
Poke and Joe asked, no United States versus Murder Inc. or Plastic Man goodness?
No.
Plastic Man sucks. It was good the first couple issues, but I love you, brother, but goddamn.
And real quick, to the giveaway this week. Let me go here real quick. I do have it in my hot little hands. And Venom #5. This is the I forgot the name of the artist on this one. But
Jesus Christ.
whatever it is. So
Jesus Christ did it?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. He changed water to wine.
He was a fucking carpenter, all right?
Yeah. So Venom number 5, signed by Donnie Cates, got it signed last weekend at Rose City Comic Con.
Hail Satan.
This is going to be the September book of the week. So we'll end up drawing a name from people from our Patreon who have donated to that. This will be the book coming out. First show in September. We'll draw the name for that bad boy. So,
It is September.
October. You know what I mean. You got it. You got it. Okay. So now I'm done with my
I got it. Do they got it?
In
Okay,
first weekend in October.
He got the Elvira 2 Virgin variant. Too bad she's not.
Oh my. I like him to have a little bit of
You got
experience.
personal
Joey.
knowledge of this Pocanjo?
I mean, she's in her 70s now, isn't she?
No,
Sweet
she's
Jesus.
not.
I'm pretty sure she's not a virgin.
She's 60. She's 62.
No, she's in her 70s, I think.
No, she's not. She's not that old.
Somebody
What is the difference,
Google
really?
I'll look it up while Mike starts his segment. What do we call it, Mike?
Shut your vocal mouth. You want
Okay.
I'm gonna speed round this too.
67.
67.
It's not 70.
Close enough.
Yeah, she's close.
Yes, 67's not 70. It's just like what you round 67 up to in most situations.
Okay,
Well,
easy.
Dave said she was 60, so I mean,
No, I thought she was
I'm
like
closer.
62, 63. And this-
Either way, I'm interested, but I'm afraid I'm going to break her hip.
Okay, we've hijacked Mike's segment.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Mike.
All right. Rumor is that Jaws, which is right up my alley, one of my favorite movies of all time, and Pops are on the way. We'll skip that. Hot Topic has a couple new Beetlejuice Pops coming out. I'm sure you guys seen them already. Lydia in her wedding gown, and Beetlejuice in his tux. So that's pretty awesome. Hot Topic, Superman Flashpoint. It's coming out with a chase. NFL Legends, there's a whole slew of them coming out this fall. If you're interested in the Brady Bunch Pops, which I am, I love the Brady Bunch.
Marsha.
Go fuck yourself.
I will buy the shit out of those.
Thank you. Brady Bunch was awesome. They should be hitting stores any day now. Aquaman Pops from the new movie should be hitting October 1st.
Brady Bunch, they need to have Jan with a broken nose as a chase.
That would be awesome.
If they don't have Cousin Oliver, I'm out.
Cousin Oliver was the jump the shark, bitch.
I don't care, man. I'm a completionist. I want all of them.
Some New York Comic-Con Pops were revealed. I know Supergirl and Red Chrome Batman. Killer Frost. Actually, it's Orange Chrome, not Red Chrome. People thought it was...
How about a Sam the Butcher where it's just an empty box?
And,
or how about a Funko scene where it's Greg Brady and his stepmom?
I don't think we've gotten to Funko porn yet.
How about Greg with his necklace in Hawaii?
That issue was hysterical.
Anyway, Killer Frost and a classic Wonder Woman from her very first appearance. She's got the skirt. Pretty awesome. More Flash TV Pops are coming. Kid Flash vibe. Those of you who missed out on Jay Garrick the first time, you'll be getting another chance and another version of Flash. South Park specialty series, Mr. Garrison. We're going to have that one. A bunch of Star Wars holiday pops, Vader, Yoda, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Kind of like the Chewbacca one where he's all tangled in Christmas lights. Might have to hunt that one down myself. Hot Topic is going to have a horror box that will go on sale September. The Tiki necklace, yes.
Yes, we need to. We need to also have one with the merry-go-round with the blueprints on it.
Yes. Horror box from Hot Topic, $32. I'm not going to spoil the pop inside, but it does have to do with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. and it is fucking
So
awesome.
it's Leatherface.
Not necessarily.
Or
It
it's
is.
it's nothing else that anybody ever fucking remembers from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or it's Leatherface.
It's Leatherface. I'm gonna spoil it. wearing the mask with the makeup on it, and the chase is gonna be bloody. Spider Hulk is a Walgreens exclusive that's coming soon. First episode of the Freddy Funko Show aired this week. You can view it on YouTube or the Funko website. New movie moment coming out from the first Avengers movie where the Hulk is smashing Loki all over the place. It's pretty awesome. From Metallica, Lady Justice from the Injustice for All album is coming, and
I saw that one.
I need this in my life. That's coming out next month, and that is all I got. In the past 2 weeks, I have amassed a lot of Funkos. Pocan Joe's been with me for a lot of them. I'm not going to show any of those off because it would just take too long, and you can go to my channel and look at the hauls there. I do have 888 Funkos now, so you guys.
First, I would like to say that we've been showing our age because anybody who's under 30 is probably like, what the fuck are they talking about with the Brady Bunch stuff? But I picked up 2 this week. First, Hot Topic exclusive, Demona from Gargoyles. I mean, how awesome is that?
Wait, who picked those up?
My wife picked those up for me.
Pocan Joe asked.
Before I get a
Be
chain.
careful. Be careful. You
there's a
get shot
Hulk
upside the head on that one.
Yeah.
So Hulk and Loki Walgreens. That's the one I was talking about, the movie moments. I'm sorry, that is a Walgreens exclusive, so I'm never going to get it.
And then there's the Hot Topics exclusive, the Diamond Collection ones. I haven't been the hugest fan of these, but my wife saw the blinged out fucking Winnie the Pooh, and I had to get that shit. That's awesome. I mean, some of them don't look that great, but that one looks awesome. And that's what I picked up this week, or my wife picked up this week.
Yeah, careful. I see you looking over your shoulder there.
She's kind of going, with the chocolate. It's vibrating. She's like,
How about you, Drew? Any toys this week?
No Funkos, but I did splurge on 2 old school Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Marvel Legends. Some big boy investments as far as these figures go. I grabbed Galactus. Shared these guys in the Comic Core on Friday, but definitely think that everybody needs to get a look.
I'm sorry, I'm just flashing back to Friday of show us on the Galactus doll where he touched you.
And I also picked up this massive motherfucker right here, the Sentinel. He is going to be super racist and collect all the meat. And I'm hyped about it. He doesn't have his tentacles, and so I got to hunt those down online. But I got a really great price on them, my LCS, and I'm very, very happy to have both of these guys in my collection. So, yeah, it's been a while. I've been looking for a good deal on them. You see them go for a couple hundred here and there, and happy that I got both these guys for under $200.
Okay, I didn't get any Funkos this week either. I spent money at the con, so I've been gone doing that. So no toys for me this week. So that's it, Mike.
Shut your Funko mouth.
I guess one other thing I was going to talk about real quick. It's been all over the news. A lot of other channels have already talked about it. A lot of other shows. Huh? Not Eminem.
Killshot.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about Killshot.
Talk about what?
Killshot.
No.
That's the Eminem diss track.
Oh, it is.
Know?
No. Well,
I hope they kill each other. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I don't care about that.
I got a meme for you guys. I'll send it to the chat later.
It is the whole Henry Cavill no longer being Superman, yet being Superman controversy that's going on right now. The studio's saying he's not Superman. He's saying he is. What's your opinion, Wemmy? Would you like him to continue being Superman, or would you like him to take a step down and let somebody else jump in and try that?
All I gotta say, no offense, if they make Superman black, I'm gonna be upset.
And the crowd
Okay, we went there.
We did.
Go ahead.
We went there.
Yeah.
I'm just, I got my opinion.
You want to hang out with my friend the bigoted Sentinel and help hunt down mutants too?
What the fuck did I miss?
Yeah. Thinking of
Go ahead.
bigoted, you know, this the other I was watching one of your haul videos the other day, and you were talking about all this swastika stuff. My wife's like, "What? You collect the swastika stuff?" And they come out saying this. Oh my goodness. Henry
That
Cavill
helps me not to be the guy. As long as there's another that guy.
What's your take, Drew? You want Henry Cavill to continue being
You
Superman?
really want me to go off on Henry Cavill, Superman? Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman anymore. You know who's upset about that? Fucking no one. He was a terrible Superman. He hasn't good as Superman. Okay, well, Jared's probably a little upset. Sorry, Trent. Love you, buddy. Beyond that, nobody cares. Nobody saw Man of Steel and was absolutely blown away by it. Yeah, the fight scenes were awesome. We finally got Superman in a modern movie with modern technology, and we got some great fight scenes. Beyond that, the character was torn apart from the beginning of that story to the end of it, and not really done so well. Then you get BVS, which was the Martha movie. Then you get Justice League, which was an unmitigated piece of garbage where he had a CG mustache removal, what might be the worst thing that's happened in a comic book movie and in recent memory.
Have you seen Suicide Squad?
Yeah, not as bad as Justice League's mustache. Nothing in that
mustache
movie
was laughable.
That mustache was awful. I mean, it was so bad that the people who worked on that movie as like gaffers and shit should lose their job. Like everybody should be fired. Every single one of them, from Gal Gadot to the guy who fucking brought the bagels in the morning. They should not be allowed to work in Hollywood anymore. It was embarrassing. Suicide Squad was an unmitigated piece of garbage because the story was non-existent and it was a Hot Topic commercial turned into a music video that wasn't very good. That's fine. At least it was shot well. At least it looked like a movie. At least it looked like they were trying to do something. Whether or not they succeeded is neither here nor there. Justice League was just it wasn't as bad as it could have been overall, but that mustache, like who saw that and said this is okay to let the public see? Man, he's terrible.
I think he could have done the character well. I think the storylines and the writing was fucking horrible, and I think he's also everybody who's ever done Superman is always compared to Christopher Reeve, and nobody's
not Christopher Reeve. He was compared to George Reeve.
Well, shut the fuck up. But
shout out to fuck off.
But the bottom line is everybody's like, well, yeah, he's okay, but he's no Christopher Reeve. And when you are saddled with the shitty fucking writing and the shitty fucking directing and the shitty fucking cinematography that you've been getting in these DC movies, I mean, does he look the part? Yeah, he does. Brandon Routh looked the part, and everybody's like, Brandon Routh was fucking horrible, but he's been great as fucking Adam. It's
Brandon Routh was not that bad. It was just Superman Returns was a boring ass movie. And
it was
nothing fucking happened in it, and that's not his fault. He was good as Superman. Kevin Spacey was great as Lex Luthor in that movie, but it just was a really, really terrible script.
People really, sat around and did nothing.
Yeah, let's talk about what Superman would do. Oh, yeah, fantastic. How about we make that a think piece on a talk show and not a fucking big budget movie. How about that?
I mean, the moment fucking it ended for brain fart. Not Brandon Routh, the other one.
Kevin Spacey.
No, the other Superman dickhead.
Oh.
Was when he snapped Zod's neck.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was like, no, that's not Superman.
Not only that, it's all the Pa Kent stuff in the Zack Snyder vision of Superman. It's just, it ruins his character.
Well, and
I mean, a hero. Like,
I've never been a fan of Zack Snyder.
Yeah, I think
Zack Snyder can do good adapting other people's stories when he's like doing a shot-for-shot remake of Watchmen up until the last part of it when it just went off the rails, or when he did 300. I think those are good movies. But when he is left to his own devices, it's the phrase I use constantly is form over function. It looks really fucking pretty, but it's fucking stupid.
Agreed. And if they, sweet Jesus, if they make a Val Zod movie before they get Kal-El right, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I was waiting for that because I saw Jason go, Michael B. Jordan could be great Superman. And
Michael B. Jordan has only been great in my head ever.
If they do this before they get Kal-El right, fuck off.
Let me go off on my last tangent for the evening, and then I'll hang up my hat. Michael B. Jordan was absolutely phenomenal as Eric Killmonger in Black Panther. He might have been the best part of that movie. He has also been in a lot of other movies. None of them was he any fucking good or recognizable as a talent in any way, shape, or form. Fuck Michael B. Jordan. Fuck him in his stupid ass. He's a talentless hack. He got lucky being in a really good Black Panther movie. Beyond that, fuck that dude.
What about that Rocky spinoff?
Creed?
Okay.
Creed Black Rocky? It was not good. Sorry.
It was okay. No, where Michael B. Jordan got really fucking lucky was on The Wire. Because
I haven't watched The Wire.
He was in the first season.
Bad memories of my neighborhood.
Yeah, but that's where he got noticed. He was in the first season, and that's what got him.
He ruined Friday Night Lights. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose till Michael B. Jordan comes in and fucks this up.
He's the second actor to play Johnny Storm and then play a much better character in the Marvel Universe.
Well, no. What about Chris Evans though? He played Johnny Storm.
That would be that. I said he is the second character to play Johnny Storm and then play a much better character.
Oh, okay, I missed it. I was busy playing with my Shrek finger. Sorry.
You were.
So,
is that related to what Leslie showed you earlier?
A little bit. We're not going to go there. So let's talk about our shout outs for the night. Drew, you got any shout outs this week? You've been gone a couple weeks. More than a couple weeks.
Man. I'd like to shout out everybody in the chat. Make sure you're getting a chance to win that Donnie Cates signed Venom book. Go to the Patreon. Give us some shekels. Let me walk around with some money in my pocket and feel big and important. It's really important to us that you guys get some great books and giveaways from us. So the best way to do that is to feed the beast. Give us a couple bucks and get a chance to win something awesome. Also, shout out to everybody in the chat. Jason Smith has been hanging out there all night. You got Funk Off in there as well. TJ Watson and his millions of stacks of slabs are hanging out. Gomez Comic Collector in there, as well as Miss Hustle, who's all over the internets. She is a phenom. Make sure you give her some love when you see her out and about. Shout out to my brothers from the Comic Corps. Had a lot of fun on Friday. Can't wait to see everybody who's coming to Charm City for Baltimore Comic-Con. Make sure you make your travel accommodations and come hang out. We're going to get super fucking silly. So
Make sure you have a firearms permit and make sure it's a reciprocal state with Maryland.
it's Maryland, so we don't allow guns. They're all over the fucking place. So come
Yeah, I wonder
here,
why that is.
illegal firearms, and
That's a totally
utilize
different
them
topic for a different
properly.
show.
Look, I don't want to talk politics here, but like, I mean, come on, like, if you really want a gun that's registered to you when you murder somebody, come on, that's just fucking dumb.
That's the Chicago way.
That's why I like Oregon. Open carry. No need a permit, baby.
We don't run into Sasquatches as much as you
don't
do.
need-
So
For handguns, do you need a permit in Oregon?
No. You can open carry. If you concealed carry, you have to have a permit. You can open carry if it's registered.
Like when I lived in New Jersey, my buddy had his concealed carry permit. He had to pay. It was like $100 a year just to own a handgun, and then he had to pay like $200 every year for each and every handgun he owned if he wanted to carry them. I moved out here to Iowa. If I want to own a handgun, it's $10, and if I want to carry it, it's $100 every 5 years, and I can have as many as I fucking want.
yeah, well, that's because it's Iowa, and nobody cares who the fuck you shoot in Iowa.
Well, like I said, Oregon here, you don't have to have a permit to open carry. You can walk in any store. I don't know how many times I do it during the day. I'll run into 2 or 3 people that are open carry. You know.
Yeah, open carry is very rare though.
Not here.
I mean, yeah,
not
no,
in
but
Podunk,
like,
Oregon.
well, like when I worked at the comics bookstore in Connecticut, some guy walked in and he had a gun and he had his coat on and everything, but he was paying for his comics and he's like this, and he's like, the girl that was working with me, she goes, she had a gun. I said, yeah, he just broke the law, because in Connecticut, concealed carry means it's concealed. You cannot see it.
Yeah. Oh, we've delved into a political discussion, but let's do our shout outs. Paul, shout outs for you.
It wasn't a political discussion. I was just talking facts.
No, I'm just saying. We're starting to go into a political
whatever the state chooses is what the state chooses. My shout outs are to, again, as always, everybody in the chat. Special shout out to Comics Miss Explain. Special shout out to Miss Hustle. She is everywhere. And a special shout out to Pocan Joe, who noticed that he was in The Wire, which was filmed in Baltimore about 15 minutes after I mentioned it. And
Joey's real bright like that.
Yeah,
He's a observant fella.
Well, him and Mike have killed many brain cells together.
I thought you were going to say
true.
hours jerking each other off.
Well,
but it's only been minutes.
I'm
They do
only
it all the
talking
time,
about
it's only
brain
been
cells.
minutes.
I'm not talking about what other fluids or whatever may have been exchanged in that situation.
All the fluids.
Mike, shout out for you.
Shout outs for me. I want to shout out you guys. If you've been on YouTube for a while, you probably remember Robin's Nest, husband and wife couple, massive toy collectors. Well, they live like fucking right behind me here. So,
hey, Kylo, we saw you, we heard you dreaming earlier.
He's awake now. Yep. Big shout out to, they got a website, robinsnestcollectibles.com. Go spend some money over there. You could do pre-orders. Best part about pre-ordering with them for me is I don't have to fucking pay shipping. I can walk to their house and pick that shit up. But big shout out to them.
I can't believe
everyone,
they gave you their address.
Why? Why is this, Dave?
Well, I don't know if I want you to know where I live. You already have my address.
I know. I could show up at your back door one day.
Naked, pressing your penis to the glass. Yeah.
You would be showing up at the back door, wouldn't you?
Okay. Any more shout-outs, Mike?
Definitely time to end the show.
No more shout-outs for you, Mike?
No more shout-outs.
I have a couple. Don the Comic Book Junkie site, subscribe to us again. I don't know if YouTube keeps kicking us off for show. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to get a shout out every week. He subscribes, subscribes again. Who knows? Calloway Comics, Daz the Key Chaser. I think he's from England. Horror Digest, Nerdbuster. I might have given a shout out before, and a final shout out to Mark Melton for this awesome cover for Old Man Logan. If you're interested in any of his artwork, you can go check him out on Etsy. Give him a call. Go check his stuff out. Pretty good stuff. He's got a lot of other art on his page as well. So that's it. We'll be back next week, right? I think so. Everybody might be back. We'll find out.
Next week, and then the following week, we're in Baltimore.
Oh, shit. We're going to even do a show that week? Maybe I guess Paul and I could be on. That'd be it.
Well, I don't know.
We're going to go live from fucking everywhere, so keep your eyes peeled.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Everybody should follow my Snapchat so you can see me take candid nudes of Spider Grandpa.
Hey, so what do you?
Snapchat is just dangerous.
Happy reading, and we will catch you guys next week. Later, guys.
See y'all.
Later.